Again? Seriously? Ugh. Fine. Yeah, I know the drill.
Wait for it. Geronimo!
That goddamn talking bird! Magical aberration! If I get my hands on the filthy feathered thing, I'll twist its scrawny little... language. What can I do for you, young madam?
Let's play. About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
Where? Where? Go look for that goddamn bird over there. Did you see that occult fowl? It's making a mockery of our decent, honest labour.
About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
You did? Use your finger, woman. Point! That filthy, chattering fowl must be over there somewhere. Go check. Have you seen a filthy
About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
Again? Show me. The magical bird is making a mockery of us! Get it! Get it!
So what?
I don't know.
We kill them.
That's...
I know.
I'm...
Fine. Are you doing this just to annoy me? Because it's working. Someday soon I'm gonna complain to the Guild of Sidekicks about this.
Hold still, you filthy little fowl.
Geronimo!
If I get my hand...
About that talking bird that's bothering you.
Yes, what about it?
I just saw it.
Where? Where? Grab that bird!
Thank the gods of feathers you're paying me well. Wait, that's not a thing you do.
Don't move, I've got you now.
Soft-headed fool. We'll need to carry him home to have someone look at his head. The tree can wait until tomorrow. You do the carrying. I'd do it myself, but someone needs to lead the way and keep an eye out for potholes.
That was brilliant! First, I did my thing, and then that goofball tried to hit me with a rock, and then stuff happened, and Dung for Brains got knocked out, and then they all left. End scene. It was almost like one of those puppet shows that Wizard puts on in the square. It was hilarious!
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's the most fun I've had since... I don't know, I guess since I hung out with April all those years ago.
The city feels all wrong without magicals around.
I feel I know nothing about you, Zoe. We haven't really had a chance to talk, bird to... bird.
Smooth.
Like, what sort of labor do you do back home? Mostly homemaking, or,
That's very sexist, Crow.
I know. The girls always tell me I'm sexy. It makes me blush, but you can't see it on account of the feathers.
Not sexy, sexist.
Exactly.
Ugh, I give up. But anyway, no, I don't do the homemaking. I'm learning about neural programming. It's a way to tell machines how to think and operate. I'll be a programmer when all of this is over. The world's saved, etc. I've kind of put the whole career thing on hold.
Women always do that. It's because they need to take care of the nest.
It's connected to the pipes. Looks steampunky, very retro future. I can't even begin to guess what they're for.
Hello. They know you're coming, you know. All of them. They're waiting for you. It's been foretold. I saw you in my dreams. You were in the dark and you were scared and alone. If you don't give her what she wants, she will eat you up. She has eaten so many already. If you make it through the dark and into the light, it will change you. You'll be someone else, and you'll never be you again. Not really. I saw you at the very beginning and at the very end. You're supposed to be in both places. Anyway, that's what my dream said. It was probably just a dream. Nothing to worry about. You'll probably be fine. Safe journeys. Hello. They know you're coming, you know. All of them. They're waiting for you. It's been foretold.
The city feels all wrong without magicals around. I bet.
Sorry, I must admit that I'm getting rather excited about seeing a newfangled tube network in action.
So, how's business?
In public. Pretty good. I mean, reprints are great.
I keep overhearing people talking about the reaping. This must all be part of the harvest celebrations.
We all enjoy the Feast of Reaping.
I know, but is that what we really want from them?
This place looks a lot bigger on the inside. It is a lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy. There must be magic here because this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside. Then again, why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal. Right, so, clues. Since this place is so much bigger on the inside than the outside, I thought maybe it existed in a pocket dimension of sorts. But I can still see Mercuria out there, so... Obnaxus must have made the bed before leaving for good. That's kind of sad and eerie. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures. Obnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them. Obnaxus was a very well-read man, thing. This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop. Obnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is... There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them. Obnaxus was a very well-read man, thing. This place has the slightly tacky ambience. There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books.
Oh, that's interesting.
Someone's... Who's... Oh, God.
I must apologize, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you. Zoe Castillo. You're the last person I expected to find here.
I remember him from my last visit to Marcuria. Brian, right?
Right. Brian. Brian Westhouse. We spent a few days in cramped quarters on a small airship. I'd be surprised if you didn't remember me.
It's been a confusing year. For a while, I remembered nothing. Even when I tried my best to remember, I couldn't. Well, not until now.
I know that feeling all too well, Miss Castillo. So you're back in Marcuria, and in this place of all places. How in the name of the balance did you get inside? People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove. Wait, is that the Annals of Dreaming? Good God, that's a lost treasure. Only 5 were ever made.
I'm not sure I want to tell this man absolutely everything yet. I know my way around wards.
So I see. Your talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed. Pardon my curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxis himself vanished a decade ago.
I should trust Brian. There's no point hiding anything from him. It's not that I don't trust him, but I'm trying to find out where Abnaxis went after he left Marcuria.
And you believe the answer's in here somewhere. You're probably right. Looks like I picked the perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down. Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
Abnaxis must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia.
Interesting.
Looks like a handwritten note. It's another one of Abnaxis's notes. This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the Annals of Dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter about the first dream, it's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book. Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One, whatever that means. It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two. That sounds familiar. It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground. Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to decipher. There's also something about 2 dreamers becoming one. It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? Ah, there it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead. I'm not sure how useful this is to you, but there it is.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages. That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
I knew it! Obnoxus left so much behind. There's a wealth of information here.
This note fell out from the pages of the annals. What's a soulless stone?
I'm not sure. The soul stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax. It must be retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any soul stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does. I wonder if Obnoxus means old Roper Clax. April told me his story. He was a 2-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't get into any details, but he lost his castle. Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently, if that's a thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this soul stone is important.
How do I go about finding it?
The clue's right here in the text. Roper Clax, wizard and puppeteer. I'd start there if I were you. If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
I don't know where to go next. I should stay here and look for more clues.
Fascinating.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one. I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures.
I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
I don't know if I'm done here yet. I'm pretty sure I'm not. This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
I knew it! I knew it! I'm sorry, did you want something? Fascinating. of this down before I forget it. I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating.
Here's another note.
On the matter of the kin and the approaching war of the balance. By Jove, this is the information we've been looking for. I can't believe it was right here all this time. Your help has been invaluable, Zoe. I'm in your debt. Are you still searching? I'm sure Obnoxus left notes all over the place. The war of the balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. The war of the balance. Finally, something concrete.
Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
I can't wait to tell them.
I don't know where to go next. I should stay here and look for more clues.
The war of the balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. The war of the balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it. The war of the balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. Have you looked upstairs yet? Ah, I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it. The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete.
Amnaxis was a very well-read man, thing.
I can't wait to tell them. Ah, I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it. The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. Ah, I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it. The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it. The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them. I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating. I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it. The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete.
Let's see. There. I'm sure Obnaxus won't mind me borrowing this. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains. Let's see.
I can't wait to tell them.
Cloud Peak, just like the book said. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains. I think I have what I need. I should get going. Should we...
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
Obnaxus isn't coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to peruse his library for years now. I promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He's respectful and curious. It couldn't hurt to let him. He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise to blind Bob. I'd feel awful if anything happened to Obnaxus's... It doesn't look like Brian... I guess... Okay. I mean, it's not my house.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ms. Castillo. I hope our paths cross again very soon.
Didn't you say something about a wizard and a puppet show?
Nope.
No, you did. You said something about a show in the square.
I did not.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roper Clax's Fingerlings! Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
The city feels all wrong without magicals around. I barely see any Domari or Zid in the streets these days, and you can forget about the more exotic ones. They're long gone.
That's strange. I mean, I grew up here. For me, Mercuria was always a city of humans and animals. I say even a sorceress' soul.
Well said. That's exactly right. A sorcerer's soul. That's lost now.
Roper Clacks, I presume. He looks wizardly, as in how I expected wizards to look when I was 10.
If you'll seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today, only...
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
Talk, hmm? Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins, but I'm sure I can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
this has to be the right man. You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sign, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you? I mean, I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Fully rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore. You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways. It's a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word of it as true as the night is dark and the day is bright, of course.
It's an odd name for a children. Didn't he? I might as well get right to it, seeing as the Fingerlings.
Ah, my beloved finger puppets, beloved by all, children and critics alike. Gilbert Grotton of the Daily Mercurian called my show simply astonishing and wrote that it was quite impossible to look away. I couldn't believe my eyes and like a slow-motion cart wreck. You see, the Fingerlings represent a revolution in finger puppeteering, or as I call it, fingering, trademark and patent pending. The women in particular are quite ecstatic about it. Stay for the show. I guarantee a good time.
Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation? Do you remember April Ryan?
April Ryan? Oh, yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bitch...
The brave young woman who came to my castle and stole it, and helped me put my sorceress past behind me.
How could I possibly forget?
He's obviously got some issues with April. So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't...
No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some
disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person. As for April Ryan, I hear she suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors. What a shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
I might as well get right. Do you recall owning a soul stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be?
That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
I was just wondering what happened to the stone.
She took it, that bitch.
Balance? Pardon me? I don't know where that came from.
Who?
Yaga, the Wicked Witch of the North, as these simpletons call her, as if they have any idea who and what she truly is. She lurks in Riverwood in the dark places. She feeds on that stone like a...
Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago. Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theater. And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
Sure. Absolutely. After the show. Yes. Toodaloo.
Yes, here we go.
This is gonna be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans. And you, Azadi soldier standing over there, you're welcome to watch, just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. Welcome to this morning's performance of The Fingerlings. I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go Fingerlings!
My beloved Fingerlings! Handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close and intimately. No food, no touching, no children. And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery, for a true story of wizardry and magic. I present to you the tale of the good-hearted wizard and the villainous winch. Once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or furry animals and bottle up the wind. Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This ugly, selfish witch didn't understand that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison. The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god in return for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's going on? You can't... Hey! Hey, hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man. You ought to know better.
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic, I'm taking you into custody.
You can't do this! You don't know who I am!
Tell it to the magistrate, wizard.
My fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings! No!
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
I didn't see that coming.
I guess the Azadi aren't fans of creepy puppet shows either.
I think it had more to do with him being a wizard. Okay, shit. So what now? He was my only lead to the Soul Stone. All I have to go on is something about a Yaga and Riverwood.
Riverwood? I know Riverwood. I've been to Riverwood. If it's Riverwood you need, I know how to get to Riverwood.
Really? And the Yaga? The Wicker Witch?
I don't know anything about Yagas, but I do know something about witches in Riverwood. On my last trip there, we had a close encounter with one of them. That witch is toast, of course, but I can probably find my way back to Riverwood. It's north. We go north. Wait, which way is up? Yeah, north.
Okay. Okay. That's something, right? Much better than nothing. We just need a way to get north that doesn't involve me walking all the way.
Or me flying. I'm not flying all that way. I tire easily. Wait. I feel a cunning plan coming on. Follow me, Zoe.
Uh-oh.
It's either a cunning plan, or I need the toilet. But I'm pretty sure it's a cunning plan.
I still can't believe you pulled off the voice and the whole fake hand thing.
The hat looked great on you.
Totally. Not so sure about the beard, though. My face is itchy. Speaking of faces, I can never show mine in Mercuria again. Not after that last bit we did.
If everything goes well, you won't have to.
At least we have a ride. Can I trust this thing?
They're docile cows, the Elguan. Just leave it to me. Mush, Daisy! Mush!
Whoa, whoa, I think you're upsetting her.
I'll leave the cowgirling to you. I'll fly ahead and scout the terrain instead. Don't lose sight of me!
How much longer will this journey take? Must be nearly a week now.
It's been less than 2 days, and I'm beginning to regret bringing you along.
You're stuck in the cargo hold of a cloud ship with your worst enemy. How could you possibly have any regrets?
And people say you have no sense of humor. If there was ever a time to make peace with Liko, this is likely it. Maybe there's still a chance to create a bond, but we're on a mission. This is neither the time nor place to make peace with Liko. If there was ever a... I'm sorry about your father. I know that may not amount to much now, but I was a different person then. I was blind to the possibility that there could be more than one truth. There's been so much death on the road to this place. I murdered an innocent man during my escape from Friar's Keep. He begged me to, but I still don't know if I did the right thing. When I visited his widow, she only had hate for me. She couldn't understand my reasons for doing what I did. I watched Balse Bakim bleed to death so that I could make my escape through a blood magic portal. I still wonder if his sacrifice was worth it. Have I repaid that debt? Shepard believes so. But many thought him a better man than I, so why did he have to die? I've tortured and murdered men. What did I gain from these actions? What did it change? What would have been different had I acted differently? All of these choices, Liko, they add up. My soul is heavy. The others believe me unaffected because I carry on as if nothing happened. But their faces and voices are there when I close my eyes. Those deaths never leave me. No words can undo these deeds. There are no excuses for the wrongs I've committed. But I am trying to heal the wounds I've inflicted. It's a long journey, Liko, and...
I know. When you arrived from Friar's Keep, I wanted you dead.
Really? I couldn't tell.
And people say you have no sense of humor.
They do?
We've been through much since then. I believe I know you. A little. You've taken up arms against your own people, risking shame, death, and your immortal soul. Because you believe they're misguided. It cannot be easy being hated and feared by both sides. I may still despise you because you murdered my father. I may still dislike you because you're an arrogant and intolerant shit. But I respect you, Kian. And I trust you.
Intolerant shit.
Too harsh?
You may have a point.
Anyway, I'm exhausted. All this male camaraderie takes its toll.